Iverson, joined by Hall of Famers Doris Burke and Grant Hill, and the fourth member of our crew, reporter Allie LaForce. Boy, Grant, you look at these rosters, a lot of talent in the backcourt.
Ooh, talent indeed, and having a talented backcourt is a recipe for success in the NBA. As the game has evolved through the years, it is paramount to have players who can pass, who can dribble, who can make decisions with the basketball. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of talented players out there who can make some pretty good decisions here in this game.
And score the ball. We got a chance to have a high-scoring affair in this one. And Washington has possession. The Raptors making their last shot. Steps back and fires. Hayward's shot is off. This James on the wing. Pass to Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Those are the instincts of LeBron James that we're witnessing. Just terrific at sensing when the defense has left one of his guys open.
Now here's George. Phenomenal stats on a consistent basis. Puts up over 24 points a game. Holiday's been in the league for roughly a decade now. And throughout, he's been reliable and he's been consistent.
Yeah, B.A., his scoring average has gone up a little over time. But you look at almost every other category, assist, rebound, steals, shooting percentages, you know what Holiday's going to give you year in and year out.
Got a piece of it. Porzingis with it. He's picked up by Conley. To the left wing. Horford for three. The shot no good. And Washington the other way now. Conley goes in. Pass to Gray. George outside. And a foul called on Paul George. That's his first foul of the game.
And they just keep making mistakes. I mean, that's back-to-back turnovers, which easily could have been prevented.
About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter.
Now, LeBron James will inflict pain at the rim when he gets free like that.
Here's Washington now. 4-point game. Conley goes in. Out to Hayward. This one for three. Wall with the defensive effort.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Back to Holiday. Takes the three. That won't go. Misses his first shot of the game. It's tipped.
Timeout, timeout.
It's stolen by James. Time called here. The Raptors decide to talk it over.
It's now an opportunity to take a break and talk about their strategy moving forward.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
First quarter of basketball. Just over 2.5 minutes played so far. The three, James. And good. Coming on the assist by Wall.
I'll tell you, that is the area of greatest development in LeBron James's game. That incredible perimeter game that he has added later in his career. Incredible.
Are you serious? That is some power from a point guard.
Oh, I love backcourt players with some ups.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
Here's George. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Excellent offensive positioning from Paul George. Size, length, touch. Beautiful.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And the foul called on Paul George. That'll be a second foul of the game.
That's already this guy's second foul now. He's either going to have to sit or play a bit more conservatively.
Here's James. And a miss there off the inbound. Here's Westbrook. Comes up empty down low. The Raptors with a lead. Outside heel. Inside. And slam dunk by James.
I mean, do you think a little or even a big bump is stopping LeBron? His determination is part of what makes him a future Hall of Famer.
Now here's Gordon. Now quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Right side heel. Pass to Bledsoe. To the paint. Here's Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
How about the height and the length and the athleticism of Kristaps Porzingis? Barely has to jump to throw that down.
And the basket by Westbrook.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
The drive by Hield. Left side Porzingis. Turner for three. And the Raptors another three.
Well, Miles Turner has earned the trust of his coaches. He's got the green light in these catch-and-shoot opportunities.
Pass to George. Back to Westbrook. And jams it home. Westbrook.
The absolute ferocity from Russell Westbrook. The rim, my goodness, how you feeling?
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Wizards.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
And here's Gordon from the arc.
Well, the athleticism, the freakish wingspan, Bledsoe with all the physical tools.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Raptors out in front, up 7. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And from what we've seen from the Raptors, what's your take so far?
Well, they clearly came into this game focused on sharing the ball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
LeBron James is an inspiration for an entire generation of players, and he's still dominating. Giannis Antetokounmpo said, quote, "The way he's moving and playing, it's insane. But he's LeBron James. He's different. He's an alien. So you expect it from him." Guys, a ton of respect for the king all around the league.
No question about that, Allie. Thanks.
Wow, Mike Conley from deep range. Okay.
Think about this, B.A. Watching Conley play over the years, it's still a crime that he's never been voted to an all-star team. I get that there are a lot of talented point guards in this league, but at some point, give the man his respect.
The open shot by Wall. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Wall's gotten his second bucket of the game.
See, Porzingis should score the basketball, but he also recognizes when his teammates have a clean look. I love that unselfishness.
Kept alive.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
James outside. With the drive. And slam dunk by James.
This is where the defense says, uh-oh, because LeBron James is cooking.
Well, teams know how valuable Conley's been. Just look at his last Memphis contract, Grant. 5 years, $153 million respects.
Yeah, and that exactly proves my point. Now, at the time, it was the greatest contract by total value in NBA history. Yet the man doesn't play in one All-Star game? How does that make sense?
James with the ball. 12 points for him. From deep. Aldridge pulls down the board. Washington trailing. Conley goes in. Stolen by Wall. And a fast break now for the Raptors. Oh, what a nice defensive play to disrupt the lob. Launches it. That one's off. He's 2 for 3 in the game. Now the Raptors with it. To the left side wing. Now here is James. A real weapon on offense, averaging around 24 and a half a game.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
George for three, and it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far. Well, Grant, the game's tempo seems to increase each year. You think there's a point at which it'll snap back to the other direction?
You know, B.A., that's a great point. I mean, I think back to the 90s when I played, and the game was at a snail's pace. It was a grinded-out defensive battle, and slowly over the years, the tempo has picked up. As you said, each and every year it's increased. But I do think at some point, the pendulum will swing back, and we'll get back to a little bit more a little bit less pace in terms of how the game is played. I don't think we're there yet, but we're getting close. The game constantly evolves in some form or fashion. And I believe that we'll kind of get back to maybe a little bit more of a slower pace at some point in the future.
Yeah, the kind of game we see in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Timeout. Timeout.
Great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
And the Wizards making a change here. Washington calls timeout. You got to like what we're seeing from LeBron James.
Boy, he's been relentless. And to this point, they haven't had an answer for him on the inside. Let's see if they make some adjustments coming out of the timeout.
That's how you draw it up. The defense just couldn't react in time.
And Hill puts up a deep three. The long-distance three is buried.
Well, just an easy hoop, all set up by the passing instincts of Eric Bledsoe.
George outside. .121 left in the first half.
Well, being aggressive and assertive, the big man snatching the rebound.
And slam dunk by James.
A history of great finishers in NBA history, but LeBron will top the list before it's all said and done.
Westbrook right side. And here's Gordon from the arc. They get it back. Here he goes. Grant.
Oh, the long arms of Brook Lopez effortlessly sends that back.
Good. James has got 18 points in the game.
And they're really rolling right now. That lead keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Here's Westbrook. Pass to Gordon. Tipped. And it's turned out it's going to be a foul. He was hoping for a clean block, but the officials felt otherwise. So we'll have some free throws coming up here. Good on both.
Making shots at the line. You need a good routine, and he certainly has one.
James outside. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. It's going to go on Paul George.
Stop it. What can you do? James is so big and athletic that sometimes you have to foul him if you're on the defensive end.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Yeah, they're really cashing in more at the line here in the second quarter.
Now Westbrook. Outside, Ingles. Back to Westbrook. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is. And so that brings the first half to a close. It's the Raptors up by 15. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Well, Grant, Russell Westbrook, not your prototypical pure point guard by a long shot. All right, so how do you evaluate him as a floor general?
BA, it's simply two words: fearless and relentless. He is a prolific playmaker. Now, throughout his career, some have questioned his decision-making, but I'll take all the great things that he does on the court to help his team win over that.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Raptors have one of the most loyal followings. None more so than superfan Nav Bhatia, who's barely missed a home game since the beginning. Last year, he was the first fan in NBA history to receive an authentic championship ring. Not only that, he was honored by the Basketball Hall of Fame in their new Superfan Gallery. Guys, pretty sweet.
No question. Allie, thanks.
You know, I think most people consider Paul George to be an LA guy, but actually he grew up in a very small town, Palmdale. It's a little bit north. Fishing, city fairs, time in the gym, those were the big aspects of his upbringing.
Here's George. And Porzingis with the block.
You know, when you drive the lane, you have to know where Porzingis is, because with his reach, he can sneak up and send that shot away anytime.
Here's a drive by Hayward. Hey, the slam by Hayward.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Out to James. Back to Porzingis. Over Grant. Clock at 6. Here's Wall. And he knocks the jumper down. Wall's got 6 points. Doris, growing up in Palmdale, Paul George may be overlooked as a high schooler.
Yeah, no doubt, because he was outside the bright lights of the big city. And to this day, he wants to make sure his community isn't left behind. He goes back, he organizes fishing tournaments.
Oh, wow. Get out the way, Grant!
Come on.
Get out the way!
That is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
The Wizards making a switch here. And the Raptors call time here. And Grant playing at Duke, Coach said that at first, your humility held you back from dominating and leading like you were capable of doing. He said you crossed that bridge in your senior year. Do you feel that way?
100% BA. You know, for me on my path and my journey as a basketball player, I so wanted to fit in and be one of the guys. And what I learned is sometimes you're meant to stand out. In my senior year, I finally got that message, and my game took off to a whole nother level. And I became comfortable with the idea of standing out. Not everybody's meant to follow. Certain people are meant to lead, and that's when it clicked for me.
To the wing, right side. Here's Grant. Driving inside. Throws it down, and the official calls a foul. It may be a three-point play. Kristaps Porzingis picks one up. And Grant, the landing zone rule that has been in effect now for a few years. At first, a lot of defenders complained, but closeouts on three-point shooters has certainly affected how the game is called right now, and it seems to have reduced injuries.
Yeah, first of all, anything we can do to reduce injuries is important. Certainly, I know a thing or two about that. But yes, this is so important and I'm so necessary, and I'm so glad that the league and the players now have embraced this. We have to protect shooters, and sometimes that can be considered even a dirty play. So I do like this landing zone rule, and as you said, there have been fewer injuries as a result.
Here's Conley, and it's Wall with the block.
Twice on the pipes, the anticipation, the athleticism. Terrific job by Wall rejecting that attempt.
Offensive rebound. Out left to the wing. James outside. And the foul called on Paul George. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
4th foul of the night. Now he needs to be smart. Can't reach in and pick up something foolish.
A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the 3rd quarter. Healed from outside. And the Raptors miss again.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Gordon on the take. Pass to Aldridge. And Aldridge with the slam.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest 5s in the NBA. And here's Turner. He's been productive, averaging just over 7 points a game. And here's James. Ingles defending. 3 on the clock. And there's the shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation.
Couldn't get the shot off in time. .55 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Westbrook right side. Fades and shoots. That one off the back iron and out. Boy, you love how guys are making plays for one another here.
Yeah, just a balanced attack, a total team effort.
He puts on his playmaking hat, and Bledsoe very unselfish there.
Westbrook outside. It'll go on Eric Bledsoe. That's his first foul. The Wizards making a switch here. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. Here's Westbrook. 20 seconds left in the third quarter here. And it's Toronto's ball. James outside. Bledsoe for three. Knocked away. Here's Ingles. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And here at the end of the third, it's a double-digit ball game. Raptors out in front. They lead by 14. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. And here's Washington. They trail by 14. Here's Westbrook. And the shot goes.
The motor of Russell Westbrook is absolutely amazing. This guy stays with his shot even through the tough contact.
And that one misses. Here's James. Outside Porzingis. And he can't get that one. Ooh, some solid defense from Adams. Out to the right wing. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot two. It's on Drew Holiday.
Well, what you love about Russell Westbrook, yes, he can give you a triple-double every night. But what I love more is the passion and the fact that he gives it to you every single night he plays.
Wall with it. Ooh, stolen by Westbrook. Deflected.
Miles Turner with that length sends it back twice on the pipes. Miles.
And we played through about a minute here in the fourth. Now here's Wall. And the layup is good off the glass. And the Raptors lead by 10.
Well, that's the mobility and athleticism John Wall has on the interior. He feels at ease amongst the trees.
Gets the three to fall.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Toronto calls timeout. And Grant, the three-pointer becoming a devastating part of Paul George's arsenal.
And what's fascinating, about half of his shots coming from long range, and he still seems to make them at an elite level.
Knocked loose. Right side Wall. Pass to Holiday. 5 to shoot. Oh, Adams with the block.
Well, this guy is such a defensive stalwart. Steven Adams' size and timing. Send it back, Steven.
The open shot by James. Misses off the left iron.
All by himself, trying to step up. He's got to be frustrated with the miss.
And now the Raptors on the break. Holiday with the ball. Guarded now by George. And it's James with the jam.
And Holiday takes this responsibility seriously. When someone is open on his squad, he gets it to them. In full-on catch-up mode, they're raining threes right now.
And the big finish by Wall.
There you go. He's a monster at the rim.
So athletic. Obviously, he plays on the attack. George outside. Lets the three fly. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. George has got 6 here in the quarter.
Well, the three ball has become one of the best attributes that Paul George brings to the table. Great form, great touch.
And the big finish by Wall.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Takes a three. And the Wizards with another three.
Very good awareness from Grant. Just the ability to catch and shoot. So important to his growth.
And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's James. Rebound by the Wizards. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've played about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter here. George outside. The three is up. That shot off. Great D that time from Porzingis. Pass to James. Down low. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Well, this is why you have to love the basketball intellect of LeBron James. He is simply manipulating the defense in the pick and roll to get what he wants.
George. Great D that time from Porzingis.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to. He's carried this team to this lead on his back, handling almost all the scoring duties.
And George with the jam.
What you love about Paul George is if he understands he's got his game in rhythm, he's going to stay aggressive.
To the inside. Hayward with a steal.
Every moment counts here. They have got to get moving.
This is the very definition of desperation time. You've got to score every trip.
Over to the wing. To the middle.
Make no mistake, an intimidating 7-footer. Steven Adams gets the space he needs and finishes with ease.
Good on the first. And that puts him up 5. And he hits both free throws here. And it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, it's about the little details. Capitalize at the free throw line, add to your lead.
George for 3. And here are the Raptors now. At one point, they led by 16. And so they foul intentionally. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second.
I don't know how often we can say we get to watch a once-in-a-generation talent, but how lucky are we to watch LeBron do his thing.
And they go to the intentional foul. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Stolen by Wall. And an intentional foul right there. He drops the first one. And that makes it a 7-point lead.
And every year it seems to me Kristaps Porzingis willing to take on more and more responsibility. There is a process to becoming a better leader, and Kristaps Porzingis is right in the middle of it.
So it's Toronto picking up the win. Boy, a hard-fought game. They did a great job of holding on to the lead at the end.
Yeah, get the coffee, because that's the way to close. You're going to face some obstacles in the game, but they overcame every one.
And that about wraps it up for